conflict broke out in Sudan. This is one of the biggest humanitarian crises that we have seen so far. What is the current situation in ground, if you can brief us?
Thank you for your question. But before I answer that question, let me actually start by giving the right definition of what's going on in Sudan. Actually, this is not a civil war, as you know, some reports are trying to characterize it and define it. This is a war of self-defense imposed on the army of the Sudanese army and the Sudanese people, who are obliged actually to defend their country and their land against an external aggression. So for us, this is an external aggression. Actually, the militia acts as a proxy for foreign powers who actually use the militia to implement their agenda and to wage this war on their behalf. That very fact of the Sudanese people now realizing that this is an external aggression has resulted in the Sudanese people mobilize and around their army and join the fight to defend their land and to defend their country. And so again, this is a war for self-defense. The very country that they all, or we as Sudanese, we all belong to, is at an existential threat by this war. So this is how we see this war and how we define it. Coming to your question, yes, today, 15th of April, marks the second anniversary of this war. It has been 2 years, 2 years of aggression, actually, 2 years of massacres, mass killings, and genocide being committed by this militia against the specific ethnic groups in the country, as evidenced by the reports of the United Nations, the United States, and others. It has been 2 years of systematic sexual violence, mass rape of women and girls, including children, among them, young children as young as 1 year old, as reported a couple of weeks ago by UNICEF. It has been 2 years of systematic looting and destruction of infrastructure. So I mean the scale and the nature of the misery that the Sudanese people have seen in these 2 years at the hands of this terrorist militia are unprecedented, and we have never gone through such a thing before. So it has been 2 years, definitely, but actually we, as what is the current situation, the army, the militia is on continuous retreat, as the army actually makes significant advances by recapturing most of the areas who had fallen before under the control of the militia. With the advances the army now is making on the ground by recapturing these areas, actually the government is embarking on restoring services back to normal. People are returning in masses to their homes. It has been the case when this militia actually appears in any area, people just flee for their life, for their, for their safety, for everything that is dear to them. They just flee. Now, actually, when these areas are recaptured by the army, people are coming back in masses, back to their homes. And this has been the case in the central areas of Sudan, the Jazeera state, whose capital is Madani city, and also that has been the case in Khartoum. Khartoum has been liberated, very recently. And now people are coming back to Khartoum, again to their homes, and the government is working very hard to restore the services and make life actually easy to those who are coming back. But at the same time, the militia is still wreaking havoc on other parts of the country. In Darfur, for example, around Al-Fashir city, which is the capital of North Darfur, the militia is attacking the innocent civilians, those who are residents of the IDP camp, the internally displaced persons camp, which is near Al-Fashir. So far, in less than 4 days, 450 people have been killed, mostly women and children, and including among them 9 humanitarian workers. So, I mean, you have a very stark contrast between what is going on under the areas controlled by the government and the army, where there are serious attempts to restore services and bringing back life to normalcy, and what is going on in these areas where the RSF is present. Wherever they go, they are followed by death, destruction, sexual violence, and all sorts of atrocities. Unfortunately, this militia wouldn't have been able to continue these atrocities without the backing and the support that it is getting from external powers in the region, mainly the United Arab Emirates. Actually, they are supplying this militia with arms, with mercenaries, with political influence. They are supporting them, and they are complicit in all these crimes. Actually, the militia now is committing in Sudan, whether it is in the Darfur or in other places around the country. So this is the current situation now. What is next for us is a two-pronged plan. First of all is to press on with the same pace of these military advances until the whole country is liberated. This is one part of it. And the second part of this plan is to start the new phase of reconstruction in the liberated areas. And here, I guess we believe that there is a huge potential for our relations with India. In this phase of reconstruction, we believe this is where actually we can have much cooperation, actually, whether it is between the two governments or the private sectors in the two countries. We believe there are huge opportunities for reconstruction. Actually, when this process starts, we anticipate very, very soon, hopefully.